Okay, so my common denominator was 21y to the fourth power. Then I have to see what I multiply by. Over here, I multiply by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. The y stayed the same. So 7y to the fourth times 3 was 21y to the fourth. Do the same thing with the numerator. I get 9. Over here in the denominator, I needed 21y to the fourth, so 3 times 7 is 21. And I have y to the second power. I need 2 more y's to make y to the fourth. Remember, you add exponents as you multiply. When I wrote out my answer, I wrote it in standard form, meaning that I put the y squared and then the number. If you put 9 plus 14y to the second power, that would be fine as well. Okay, one more example here. Now, if you have two denominators like this that are binomials, you don't really find a common denominator by thinking about anything. You just multiply them together. So I have 3 over d minus 1, and I'm going to multiply it by the other denominator. And then over here, I have 2 over d plus 2, whoops, and I'm going to multiply it by the other denominator. Okay, so basically I took this fraction times this denominator and this fraction times this denominator. Now you can see I have a common denominator now. The common denominator is d minus 1 and d plus 2. d minus 1 and d plus 2. Okay, so I just I didn't have anything. I don't know what d minus 1 and d plus 2 are. There's some numbers depending on what d is. So if I just multiply them together, I'll have a common denominator. Now, let's look at what we have here. Multiply through by the 3. 3d, and then 3 times 2 is 6. And then here, multiply 2 by each of these. 2 times d is 2d. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And I copy the denominator there. Okay, so my first step was to multiply it by the other denominator. My second step was to distribute. And then my last step will be here to subtract. So 3d minus 2d is just d. 6 minus a negative 2 is 8. Be sure you're subtracting there. And then copy your denominator. It doesn't matter which one you copy. They're really the same thing. Whoops. And that will be your final answer. Do not multiply out that denominator. There's no benefit to doing that. Don't do it. Okay? There will usually be nothing to reduce at this point. Nothing here reduces. You have a d plus 8, a d minus 1, a d plus 2. All of those are different. Just let it be. Nothing will combine or anything like that. So recapping one more time. The first step, multiply by the other denominator. So I took d plus 2 here, d minus 1 here. Distribute the numerators, so 3d plus 6, 2d minus 2, and then perform the operation. If this is subtraction, subtract. If it's addition, addition. Add. So I got d plus 8 for my final answer over d minus 1 and d plus 2. I want you to replicate this same thing with our try it. Okay, go ahead and try it out. Recapping through the steps, you're going to multiply each fraction by the other denominator, and then distribute, and then here you also again subtract. I'll catch up with you in a minute.